Melanie, thank you so much for joining me today. And yeah, let's dive into it. I want to know everything about how do you get started, your life, and your practice.
I started asking questions actually, So before I was running my own business, I was working in corporate and like many were. And I just remember sitting at my desk one day and like, if I could spend this amount of time and energy on something that I loved, what can I create? That was basically the catalyst for the last 10 years, I would say. And along the way, it's like you discover more about yourself, what you really love, what you don't love. I'm trying to make the story interesting because I feel like it's everyone's story. Before I left corporate, the first thing that really woke me up to like asking better questions was that I had a love and sex addiction. But I didn't know what that was. I just knew that I was the common denominator of this pattern that wasn't working for me. And so that was the first time I was like, okay, something's not right. I need to figure this out. And that was in my late 20s. And so it was about 5 or 6 years of just trying to figure out and going through, panic attacks and anxiety and all depression and all these sorts of things, trying to figure out who I was as a person. And then I found psychosomatics, and psychosomatics is all about mind-body connection. And even when I was a little girl, like I was always drawn to energetic things. Like I would have spirits come to me at night, and I was always I really wanted a book to share information with me, but I couldn't find it. And so in this exploration, I did find out about the chakra system and things. And then he would talk to me about energy, and I'd be like, okay. And I'd sit there, all right, the wheels are spinning, is it true? What's it doing, and then when I found psychosomatics, which is very much connected to the chakra system, so your body is just a reflection of your chakra energies. Finally, there was a way of seeing what the chakra energies were doing in the physical. And part of that was me learning how to face read. And so all your chakra energies are in your face. And it was the face reading component. As soon as I learned that, I was like, everyone needs to know this. This is my thing that I need to be sharing with the world.
Tell me more about this system. How does it work and how did you develop?
With the face reading element, which is what everyone's always interested in, each of your features of your face share something about your personality, like your behavior, and what you've also experienced in life, and the things that can help you move forward too. So some people use face reading to kind of point out all of the things that are kind of wrong with you, right? And
sounds horrible.
Yeah, I know. Like when I went through the training, it's like, oh my God, there's all these things going on. And we've got to know those things, right? We need to know the things that are holding us back. But I like to focus more on what's your zone of genius? What are you really good at? Like, why don't we do more of that, And so even when I look at your face, right, the first thing I noticed, right? So you've got a really big heart, but you've got quite a strong brow bone around there, right? So you're open, but you do protect it to some level, and people will have to kind of, they've got to work at it. You're not just going to let anybody in straight away,
Spiritual?
Yeah. And you're also a really great leader too. So it doesn't surprise me that you're doing something like a podcast and, putting yourself out there, teaching other people. You automatically take on that kind of role in life. Yeah. And I tell that from your nose.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's a very typical Italian nose, so it's a country of leaders. What's the thing that makes you the most excited? The things that you wake up in the morning and says, if I could choose just one thing, that would be it.
Right now, life drawing. I love life drawing. And I want to bring that more into my work actually, because I've always been an artist since I was a little girl. And I even went on exchange to Sweden when I was 16 and just picked up the charcoal, and it was natural, But as we grow older, we forget about it. And now I'm coming back to it, and I find it remarkable because it's very much psychosomatic, like everything kind of interlinks, the things that we're really passionate about. And there's something about right now, like with all this AI and technology and things, I think for us to acknowledge that we are actually human, you know, we're not a robot. We are beautiful in our body no matter what, that it
Yes.
is a reflection of who we are. If all I had to do was draw all day, I'd be a very happy woman. But in my bigger vision, I really want to travel the world drawing and then educating people about their body, what it means from the inside out.
This is an incredible vision. And which steps are you taking now? Is this something concrete or is more like a dream and a vision for now?
Great question. And it's funny, you know, because I witness in myself, you know, I help other people to be the best versions of themselves, but, you know, I witness myself prioritizing other things other than what I love. And even just yesterday, I was like, why can't I just sit down and draw? Like, you know, there'll be all these things. And so last night I actually was like, okay, every night I have to do a drawing. That's what it is. I have some ideas of how to do workshops here that incorporate the face reading aspect, actually. So I want to do that. But yeah, I want to be in galleries all around the world. That's just how I see it. And I don't always know the why, but it always just happens. And I also know, yeah, there's a few things that I just know. When I can see it, I know it's happening. But then at the same time, sometimes you never know. Like some of the best things that have happened to me, I didn't plan to. So,
Exactly.
you know. So when I teach the business chakra system, which is what the education piece is for entrepreneurs, I was having a really bad day and I nearly didn't go this day. I was like, nah, I'm staying home. I'm done. But I went and then I met a woman and she invited me to go to South Africa to help her with her business.
Wow,
And
out of the blue.
yeah, and then I got to teach my business chakra system workshop to like top entrepreneurs in Johannesburg from Gandhi's house. And I was like, what? You know, to me, that was like a pinch me moment because, you know, yes, I teach about business, but I teach the spiritual, emotional aspect of that. And then to be in such a place, all of a sudden, I'd never had that on my vision board, but that was just how it played out, you know? That's why I feel like we have to have our dreams and go for it, but you never know really what opportunities will come. Traditionally, I've been more masculine dominant, so I've always been more in control, and that comes on the back of having any addiction, actually. When you're addicted to something, you need to be in control of situations to feel safe and, you know. So slowly but surely I've been unwinding that, which means I've had to unlearn the way that I've been taught to do business. I mean, we have to unlearn the way we've been taught to work. And so it's not about doing nothing, but it's about paying attention to how you're actually feeling and knowing your energy type and what it is that you need. And definitely I've stepped more into that now. Whatever's for you never passes you by, right?
Right.
So if I hadn't have gone, I don't know, maybe the same opportunity wouldn't have happened, but something else would happen down the track. Because even on that trip, I definitely had to step out of my comfort zone. So there was more learning even from being in that space. So what do they say? The teacher always appears when the student's ready.
Right. Thank you so much. I really appreciate your time and your energy.
Thank you for having me.